the Gaming Mafias, my name is Necrostevo, and you guys are watching one of my narrated Pokemon Wi-Fi battle videos. Thank you all for watching. If you haven't, please subscribe to the Gaming Mafias channel. I'm really excited to be able to upload a Pokemon competitive battle video here. And if you haven't seen me battle before, I'm going to try to keep the explanations kind of brief and simple, but also give you guys a little bit more to follow. The match that I have today is against TrainerConnor, one of my Twitter followers, and I was using an underused team. He was using an underused team as well. But we both like to bring kind of unconventional things, whereas he brings an Electabuzz, I bring an Ariados. The main Pokemon that I wanted to test out in this match was my Mew, which is actually a defensive set. Max HP, max defense, U-turn, transform, torment, and toxic. I'll explain those moves as I get to them. He starts off with Ambipom. Ambipom typically just goes for Fake Out at the beginning of the match, and I knew a defensive build on Mew could take that very well. Mew is very bulky, as are all of the little pixie Pokemon in each generation or whatever. And the reason I run U-turn on Mew is so that I can take weaker U-turns from things like Ambipom, and then U-turn out afterwards, so a slower U-turn will give me priority. And that's exactly what I'm able to do right here, whereas I couldn't really touch Chandelure if I stayed in. U-turning out afterwards will allow me to bring in something that's able to at least threaten the Chandelure a little bit. So I decided to go out into a Connorid, which is my Flygon, and I'm just going to go straight for the Earthquake. He doesn't have anything that dodges the Earthquake on his team, and I didn't really see any reason not to. If he were Scarfed and hit me with the Shadow Ball, I didn't think it would kill. And of course, the Fire move is resisted by a Dragon type. So I figured I didn't really have anything to lose right there. He brings back in Ambipom, expecting another Fake Out, which of course is a priority move. Fake Out always goes twice, goes first regardless of speed. I decided to bring in Pain Train my Aggron to double resist the Fake Out, and also this will give me the chance to see if he has a fighting move. I'm going to switch out here. Of course, Aggron being a Steel Rock type is 4 times weak to fighting moves, and his Ambipom does have Low Kick. So going on into my defensive Blastoise, while the Low Kick is neutral, I take it very well, even though Blastoise is relatively heavy. He goes for Return. That has a little bit more damage. I'm just going to fish for the burn by using Scald. Scald has a 30% chance of burning. I'm doing more damage to him than he's doing with me, especially with Leftovers recovery at the end of each turn. And I figured eventually I'm going to burn him if he stays in. Even if I don't burn him, I can hopefully take out this thing and stop it from using Fake Out on my team members. After the second time I use Scald, I do get the burn. It doesn't really matter that I got it on the second one because he already hit me twice, but it does allow me to switch in something and take relatively no to very little damage here. I decided to go back into Pain Train since I know he's probably just going to keep on using Return. He will die from the burn at the end of the turn, and that means I get to bring in Aggron pretty much for free without taking too much damage. Unfortunately, my Sturdy was broken by the little attacks he used. This is actually a Choice Banded Aggron, so I get to hit something very hard. Now here I expected him to predict me to switch out, expecting the Focus Blast. Focus Blast would definitely take me out if it hit. It's not very accurate, but it's very powerful, especially from Alakazam. And he actually Calm Mind, so that's perfect. That means I get to stay in and knock him all the way down to his Focus Sash. If you're at full HP, Focus Sash will allow you to live with 1 HP. Now here I expected him to just want to get some damage in because it would really be bad for him if he went for Focus Blast and missed. So I figured I could stay in again on, taking the risk that he might have the Focus Blast or Hidden Power Fighting even, and just KO him with the Head Smash. Actually, I was incorrect there. I don't have Sturdy. I have the Rockhead ability, so I don't take Recoil. He surprised me with his Electabuzz, and he brings out Cross Chop, which of course is 4 times super effective against Aggron. So that, I was expecting Thunderbolt, and I figured I could live one. And based on the fact that he continues going for Cross Chop against my Flygon, and he outsped, that means he's most likely Scarfed. And that's okay with me because I only take about half from it, and now I get to hit him with the very powerful Earthquake. So Bolt Buster goes down. He took out my Aggron, but fortunately our Connorid was able to answer back there. He does have this Mamoswine, and Mamoswine is they very often carry the priority move Ice Shard, which will go before you no matter how quickly you are. And so I didn't want Flygon to get hit by that being 4 times weak to it. And Blastoise is an easy switch in because Blastoise resists ice moves. Based on the damage that did, I wasn't sure what item he was holding. I know that my Mamoswine carries Ice Gem a lot of the time. You see a lot of them with leftovers and sometimes Choice Bandit or Choice Scarf, so I didn't really get a lot of information out of that. I did know that a Scald would do a lot of damage to Mamoswine because he would be weak to it, and I would get the chance to burn him, weakening his physical attacks. But he brings in his Escavalier, which takes neutral damage, and it's actually pretty bulky based on the damage I'm doing. And then he pulls out a Bug Gem boosted Mega Horn, and Bug Gem multiplies the power of one bug move one time by 50%. So that is overkill from that range of HP for especially defensive Blastoise. What he may not have known is that I have Fire Blast on my Flygon, just for such Bug Steel types that are weak to fire, quad weak as a matter of fact, because both Bug and Steel are weak to fire. And with Escavalier being as slow as he is, that was a pretty easy KO as long as I hit the Fire Blast. He brings back out Mamoswine. Again, I don't want to take the Ice Shard, but I was hoping he would overpredict maybe, and then I could just hit him with a Draco Meteor Draco Meteor, because Fire Blast wouldn't do very much because of the thick fat. But he goes right for the Ice Shard and takes me out. And here is actually where I find out that he's Choice Banded when I went for the Sucker Punch thinking he'd switch moves. But then I see the damage that his Ice Shard does. And wow, that did a lot of damage. I was not expecting that, so Ariados doesn't get to do anything in this match. But Ariados' contribution is that it shows me that Mamoswine is Choice Banded. Now I think at this point I only have 2 Pokemon left. I have Mew and one remaining Pokemon. And Mew, again, I told you at the beginning of the battle that it has Torment as an attack. And what Torment does, it stops your opponent from using the same move 2 times in a row. So if you torment a choiced Pokemon who's holding a choice item, such as Mamoswine here holding the Choice Band, that means every other turn, unless they switch out, they have to struggle. And struggle does an obscene amount of recoil damage to the user while doing barely any damage to the Pokemon that's attacking. See there, he took a lot more damage than I took from him using struggle. Now, since he can use the move every other turn, that means next turn he can Ice Shard again, which is annoying because I may not live it, but I also just wanted to put Toxic on it. I don't really have any good way to hit it, and I didn't want to bring my last Pokemon into an Ice Shard, especially Choice Banded. I actually do live it, and then I get to transform into him, which means I get all of his attack power and his moves and all of his stats except for HP. And here I'm going to risk the speed tie since I have the same speed as him. It's a 50-50 on who goes first. And he actually struggles and knocks me out, which is okay. If I had won the speed tie, I probably would have knocked him out right there. But he takes the struggle damage and he takes the toxic damage, and that means I get to bring in my own Mamoswine now. We're going to end this match with Mamoswine versus Mamoswine. And I'm actually a Jolly Mamoswine, so unless he was running Jolly, I don't think that there was a speed tie right there. And I'm going to knock him out with my own Ice Gem boosted Ice Shard. So it was a great match. I barely won 1-0. I don't think I had anyone left. And that was a pretty fun match. But if you guys enjoyed the battle, feel free to come check out my channel, Necrostevo, for more purebred Pokemon kicking around, having fun battles. And more importantly, be sure to sub to the Gaming Mafias and look forward to more content from me about every other Tuesday or so. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you all later. Bye now.